Hello everyone. My daughter has us on this kind of like a challenge, but not really a challenge, to drink half your body weight in water. So that means I probably got to drink the most maybe, but I will have to drink one of these. It holds four 16.9 ounce bottles of water, and then I'll have to probably drink about that much more. So I'm going to be working on it today. I drink water anyway, but since she's doing it and we're doing it, a lot of us are doing it in the family. We're supposed to take a picture when we start without makeup, but I forgot. I don't have makeup on, but I forgot to take a picture. So anyway, I'm going to have to take a picture, and then I guess I don't know, whenever we're doing it, we're supposed to show a picture later. I got to read up on it a little bit more. But anyway, today, hi Naomi. Okay, today I'm going to make some Salisbury steaks. I bought ground chuck yesterday because I was going to make ranch boogers because my grandson wanted ranch boogers. But I'll get some more ground chuck because I am not making ranch boogers today for my husband and me. I'm going to make, hi Debbie. I'm going to make, hi Suzanne, Salisbury steak. And I'm going to do it simple. There's all kinds of different recipes for Salisbury steak. And I'm going to be mixing this with my hands. So I took my rings off, washed my hands. And I'm going to start out making this. I'm going to put 2 eggs in this bowl. So I'm making homemade Salisbury steak. And I'll probably have to do this in 2 videos. But wait a minute, I'm going to go get my big skillet. So I'm going to use my big number 10 skillet. That way, this chair wants to go everywhere. I can put my Salisbury steaks in this and then brown them just a little bit on the stove. And then put my gravy in there with it all and put it in the oven, and we'll have cast iron Salisbury steak. So I'm going to put 2 eggs in there. And I don't have any crackers or breadcrumbs, so I'm going to make me some, because this bread is still fresh, but not as fresh as I would want to eat it. So we're going to take and make some. I'm just going to break that up in there. So you can really make stuff out if you don't have a lot of stuff. You can. I haven't been to the store just to get the hamburger, or not hamburger, but ground chuck. So you want to get a 80-20 ground chuck so that you get some flavor. You don't want something so lean you're not getting any flavor. So I'm just going to make my own little breadcrumbs. Sometimes I make these and put them in the freezer, but I haven't lately. So we can just make our own breadcrumbs. For these. Nobody's here but me and Tom, and he is asleep, so he's the type of guy that gets up 3 o'clock in the morning and then he takes a nap while I'm getting up and around. Okay. Yeah, it's snowing. I've already been out in it. Snowing in MacArthur. But I wasn't going to go out in it, and it was like 11 o'clock, and I realized I didn't put my check in the bank, and I needed it in there, so I just went ahead and jumped in a car and went up there. But I done all right. I mean, I had a lot of snow on the car, but my SUV, but it made it up there. I'm just going to go ahead and use these breadcrumbs because I've got 3 pounds of meat. So we've got 2 eggs, and I'm using 3 pounds of meat. So there's for that. And now, let's see. I'm going to stir this around. Just take your fingers and stir it around. That egg, you get it mixed up in them breadcrumbs. And then I'll show you what else we're going to put in it. Now, I did get this kind of gravy at Sam's Club. Brown gravy. So I'm just going to use it and put some onion in with it. And I'm not putting any peppers. I'm not putting any extra added stuff in it. I'm just going to make a straight classic Salisbury steak. So I got this all mixed up here like this. So now I need to wipe my hands. Wipe my hands. I use more dish rags than I think anybody on the planet, because I don't use paper towels a lot. I use them to wipe my hands. Now, you're going to put a little Worcestershire sauce. I don't know how you say it, but I think over across the way they call it Worcestershire sauce. So we're going to put about probably a tablespoon. Let's see, let's do 1. And that's enough. You don't need a whole lot of that. Another thing I'm going to put in is some, this is beefy onion soup, and it's only a half a pack because I used the other half for something else. I'm going to put that in there. And that's going to give it that little beefy onion Salisbury taste. And let's see, put a little bit of minced onion in it. About a tablespoon. Because remember, I only done a half a pack of the other. And then I will put, let's see here, about a teaspoon of salt. You don't even have to put salt in it, but I'm going to. And because the half a pack of beefy onion has salt in it too. And let's see, got the breadcrumbs and all that. I was going to go ahead and put some real onion in it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute it and throw it in when these are in the skillet into the gravy. So that'll make it, you know, different. Okay, let me put a little bit of pepper in now. I forgot the pepper. A little spoon. About a teaspoon of pepper. If you don't like pepper, you don't have to use it. But your basic is the egg, the breadcrumb, and I would put some kind of a beefy broth or something in it. So I'm just going to mix that up, all that up in there. And there's your flavorings for it, for your Salisbury steak. And I'm just going to peel some potatoes and make mashed potatoes and green beans. And then what we don't eat, we can just follow up on it tomorrow. Because I guarantee you, now see, there is the ground chuck. So we're going to put that in there, and we're just going to work this in. Naomi, I wished you was here. It's kind of weird today because the boys are gone. And Tom's asleep. And I'm not used to having a... So I'm cooking. So we're just going to do that. Mix that all up real good together. I'm going to take just a little bit of this cola and put in there. Not very much, just a little bit. And that they won't be so hard. They'll be tasteful for Tom. And or you could put water in it. So you want to mix that up really good. You don't want to have any hamburger ground chuck that's not been incorporated. And you could do it until you feel like you've got it there. Now once you put this in the oven, which I'm going to just sear, just a little bit. I'm going to sear them. You don't have to. You can even put these in a crock pot and make them. So I think I got it pretty well incorporated there. So I'm just going to take and make, now I don't want to make the round patties. I want to make them just like the Salisbury steaks look. You can make oval Salisbury steaks. Naomi's talking to all of you. Yeah, stay warm for sure. Okay, I'm going to incorporate that in there. And these make a wonderful, my husband loves gravy and stuff like this. So instead of making the ranch boogers today, I'll make them when Trace comes back. He wanted some ranch boogers. And my son, I was talking to him about them yesterday evening. And I said, I don't know about that. And he said, well, take some Cool Ranch Doritos, Mom. Crunch them up like you would a breadcrumb and encrust them on there and fry them that way and then bake them. And I'm like, I don't know about that. He said, your mind just hasn't wrapped around that flavor yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do is get me some Cool Ranch Doritos and make them that way for my grandson and them and Tom, see what they think. Okay, so see, this is oval. And I'm making them about this thick because I'm going to be baking them in the oven. And time you pour your gravy over that. And see, I'm just going to set them in my big iron this way. And knowing me, I probably made a bunch of them. So I'm going to have to fit them in there. Try to make them all the same size. But on this snowy day, it's nice to be in the kitchen, and I had to turn my fan off because I'm the type, I don't care how cold it is outside, I got to have a fan. Well, I got cold a little bit ago because I was out in the snow. And my stepson came down. You know what he did? He swept my steps off, and I thought that was awful nice of him. He didn't stay or anything. He just swept them off and whatever. He's just nice to everybody. Good guy. So there's the other one. I'm going to put that in there. And I'll just lay these guys right beside each other in this great big iron skillet. Now, a lot of you might want to make patties, and you could probably use your patty thing, whatever it's called, hamburger patty press. But I'm not. I like the oval, and that will be a good portion for my hubby. And he's the type that'll eat it, and then he'll come back and eat some more. So there'll be plenty for him. And I don't want to make it too spicy with stuff, because he's not one for a lot of spices. Like, he probably would have ate the peppers in it, but I didn't put any peppers in it. But as far as other stuff, he probably wouldn't want it. So there's another one. And these ought to pack nice. You know, if you fold them together like little loaves of meatloaf, only not as high. You just look around it and see if it needs packed. Just like my mom always told me, just smack them like a baby's behind when they're born. And it'll pack them in there. So there we go. We got this one. We'll put this one in here. I'm just going to try to put them around each other and I got to watch it, because when I get toward the end, I want to make them bigger. I can't do that. So this is just a good recipe if you don't like a lot of, you know, spiced up stuff and whatever. There's all kinds of things you could put in it. You could just chop up green onions and celery or anything you want in them. But these are going to be basic today. I don't want to, if I'm going to eat, I don't want all the extra in it. I'm not in the mood for it today. Did you ever get in the mood for certain things, but you didn't want to overdo it? Okay, so there's another one. We'll just smack him like a baby's bottom, like my mom taught me about meatloaf. And there's another one. So we'll just keep putting them around. We have 4 so far. And I think we'll be able to do this, maybe. You know, get them all in there. Sounds different and good. I just use a packet of ranch and sprinkle that with garlic. For your Salisbury steak, I've got a lot of ranch. I was going to make ranch burgers, but do you put them in your Salisbury steak? The ranch? Sounds interesting. We'll just keep making these. And these will be oval. There we go. There's another one. Now we will put 2. I got them all around there. We'll put 2 in the middle. So we'll have 7 of them. If they'll fit in the middle. I doubt if they'll fit in the middle, because I'm They're pretty good size. And I'm going to sear them so they won't just, so they'll have that hold that they need. There we go. Now I'll be able to squeeze one more in there, which will be this one. So I think we're going to be able to do it. And if I don't get it all the edges seared, it'll be all right. The main thing is getting the ingredients together. And it smells good now, but when it cooks, yeah, that's right, Colette. And they're going to be in the same pan, so I'm going to saute onion, and then when they get about done in the oven, I'm just going to pour the gravy over it and let it cook into it a little bit. That's the way I'm going to do them. You can use beef broth and oh, what do you call it? Cornstarch slurry. But I'm not going to do that, because I need to use up that beef gravy stuff. And I'll spice it, just not a lot, but give it a little more flavor. So there's my last one. Let me fix him up here a little bit. He's not as smooth as I like. We've got so much flu A and flu B going on here in Ohio. It's just crazy. And I just choose to stay in and do some cooking today, outside of going to the bank that I forgot that I didn't do and had to do. Okay, so we fit him in here. He's a big one. Maybe I could move these around a little bit. Hold on a minute. I'll move him off to the edge, because he's I hate to waste any of it, so I'll lay him a little bit longer along the edge. There we go. Now that'll fit good. There we go. That's better. It's kind of like put puzzle together. Let me wipe my hands off a little bit. I'll have to throw this in the washer, because it's got everything off of my hands on it. I always soak them in a little bit of bleach and hot water. There we go. Now, we're done with that bowl. We cleaned that bowl right up there. So I'm going to have to, it'll be easy to wash. And let me get all this stuff off that I put on here with my sticky hands. Okay, now here's your, there it went. Here's your Salisbury steaks. And that big, it's heavy. Big number 10. A friend of mine, David Salisbury, gave me this as a gift a while back, and I use it. Okay, so now I'm just going to take them to the stove and sear them. I'm not sure if you want to go over with me or not, but I'm going to take these over and sear them. And then after I sear them, I'll just stick them in the oven for, I think I'll just kind of cook them a little slow, like 325 or 350, something like that, 335. Thank you, Colette. I'm glad you got to get on here today. So I'll take and just sear these a little bit, stick them in the oven and let them marry in there, all them flavors marry in there and cook. And then when they're just, I'll cook them for probably, I'll sear them and then I'll cook them, because I want both sides to be seared of these on the stove. So then I'll put them in there for probably 45 minutes to an hour, and then slow them, not real fast or anything. Uh-huh, Debbie, sure are. I mean, I had to put this one away for a while. I didn't think I was ever going to use it again, maybe. But it sure makes it fun, and it's, as long as I'm not cooking on it every day, it's good. But it's heavy by itself, and I use a lot of Tupperware now because it's lighter, but these are going to be done the old way. They're going to be done in the oven after I sear them. You're craving Salisbury steak, Colette? I'm telling you, I'm the same way. I'll get on somewhere and look at somebody make something, and I don't care what it is, and I'll want to make it. So yeah, they do get heavier. I got one of these and two number 7 and a number 8, and they're all just, you can't get any better than this stuff, because as long as you keep it wiped out and seasoned, they're really great. So I don't know, you guys want to end this now and have me to put a picture, or toward the end do a little video, or what? I mean, I'm going to take them over to the stove and sear them right now, and get this skillet hot enough to sear them. So if you want to, I'll bring you back on and let you watch me sear them, and how I'm going to put them in the oven and stuff. So I'm glad you all came on today, and I hope you can make some Salisbury steak, Colette. I don't know why I was hungry for them. I just got hungry for them, and it's a recipe that I know that my husband will eat anytime I make it. It doesn't matter. He loves these types of, it was either meatloaf, ranch burgers, or this, and so we're making the Salisbury steak. So I'll have that ready, and then I'll get my potatoes on. Anyway, God bless you all, and I'll bring you back on. I don't know if I should show you how to sear them or not. Do you guys want to see how to sear them? Let me go over to the stove real quick. I can't do both of these. That's right, Debbie. Okay. We're going to go over here and sear these. Put you right up there where you can see them. Let me see. I don't want to knock you down into them. Sorry. Turn you back. I got you sitting on top of another iron skillet upside down. So it's laying upside down. So these are already starting to sear. Just a little tad bit of oil, not much. And I'm out of olive oil, or I'd probably use it. So we'll just sear these a little bit. And I'll go ahead and turn the oven on to 335. There we go. And sear them up a little bit. Once your iron gets hot, it pretty well stays hot. Arthritis, huh? Yeah, I'm 62 in March. March 5th, I'll be 62. So, yeah, I thought I was done. But I'm not done using it. There's a lot of other things I use too, but I'm not done using my iron. So these are searing nice. Sometimes I don't want it on too high because I don't want to blacken them. I just want to sear them and make sure they're seared good. So, and then I'll set my timer here when I put them in the oven. Hello, Rhonda. How are you? I couldn't wait to get on here. I couldn't get on yesterday. I was really busy Friday night, Friday, and Thursday night. These, some of our grandchildren are graduating. They're into some things. And I have the baby every weekday, but I miss her today. Because I miss playing doll babies and Peppa Pig and all them. So now these are going to be hard to turn because I've got them back to back here. So I'm just going to check that, see what it's doing. See that sear right there on there? That's what I want. Now getting them over without messing them up, the thing. Not doing too bad of a job. My son-in-law, he's a chef. And when I left the other day, or yesterday, he come in with big pork roasts. I said, are you smoking some pork? And he said, yeah. And he had some brisket too. Might talk him into trading me a bite of that brisket for a bite of this Salisbury steak. So yeah, we'll just have potatoes and I'll put some green beans on and Salisbury steak today. And I don't think I'm going to go as far as to make any homemade rolls. I don't know about that. I think it's a lot just having this, you know. That's not seared yet. You have to wait till the pan gets real hot all the way around before it'll sear it. Is that your husband's favorite, Rhonda? Well, where do you live, Rhonda? You might have to get some ground chuck out and make him some. It is my husband's favorite too. He doesn't get gravy a lot, but he loves gravy. He's growed up on it, gravy and biscuits and fried potatoes, and that's the way they used to eat. Well, a lot of them still eat that way. But I don't remember ever his mom not making, she had a big number 10 skillet like this, and that's getting up my throat. And she had a big skillet like this, fried potatoes on every day when Tom's dad would come home off the railroad. He worked on the railroad. And after he passed, she would get up. She'd done it for so many years to fix him them fried potatoes. She would get the skillet out about the time he was supposed to be home. And we just lost her last month, but I can remember seeing her make them fried potatoes every day. And I was young, and I liked seeing them fried potatoes because she fried them good. She'd have her big old iron skillet every day, and it broke my heart when she'd get it out when he was already passed. You know, she'd get it out and thinking she needed to make them fried potatoes. But anyway, I don't know where I got off on that at. I'm sorry. She didn't stop either. She passed when she was 96. She still made stuff. Let me try to turn this one over now that I got myself all messed up here. These are going to stay in the pan anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda. I just I feel for you, having to go through that, and your husband having to go through that. I've never had to go through that, but I've seen people that did. I took care of a lady that did, and we went to I think it was 3 or 4 times a week. I drove her over there and stayed with her, and it's just an awful experience, and I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I'll be praying for you guys. I hate to see anybody suffer or go through things. Oh my. Oh, okay. But Rhonda, I remember praying for him. There's a man I know that had the pancreas, and he got through it. Now, I lost a brother to it. He got better, and then he got better and went back to work and everything. Then I lost him, but I know what we went through with him. And I went every day, and I prayed for him, and I stayed there. And finally, he looked at me one day, and he said, "Sis, stop praying." He said, "I'm ready." And I thought, he was only 40. So, but you know what? God's doing miracles. I've seen him do some miracles and touch some people. So everybody on here that knows how to pray, you pray for Rhonda and her husband. And I know we're making Salisbury steak, but I think it's more than that. Pray like George Johnson, a teacher of mine. He goes to Africa and everywhere. He taught me, he said, you pray like it's your own. You know, that's the way we should pray, is like it's our own. So, Rhonda, we'll be praying for you. And my husband always agrees with me, so. This little girl fell basketball the other night. And he reached his hand out. I know when he reaches his hand out, it's time to pray together. And I started to take his hand, and she got up and was laughing and was okay. So we put her hand back down. I said, I think it just shocked her, you know, the fall. She's okay. Whew. Flopped him over. Thanks, Debbie. We'll never forget this Salisbury steak moment, will we? Okay, I think I've got them seared enough now. You can see them. So, I'm going to let them sear for about 2 more minutes. I think 2 minutes on a hot skillet on each side is enough. And then I'll slip them down here in the oven, and then I'll come back later when I get the gravy made and pour over it. And these are going to be really tasty, I know, with the ingredients, just the little bit of ingredients that we have. I didn't put any basil or any kind of that kind of stuff. So these will be good, and my husband is going to love them. So I love you all, and I'm glad you came on to visit with me today. And if I come up with anything else, I'll be back on here. I'm not one to, like, I don't know, I guess I'm a Facebook ham when it comes to cooking. I like to cook, and I love to meet new people. This is why. Yes, it's very important. Oh my, Deb. Oh. Deb, I don't know how in the world. You must be a strong person. But it's really sad that you lost that many people that you love. And sometimes we don't understand why. But I do know one thing, that once a person passes, God receives them unto himself. And I've lost some people too, and he's received them unto himself, and I'll see them again. But that doesn't help it doesn't help a lot when you're going through what you're going through. So that's why every one of us need to keep you in prayer over this, to keep you strong and see that good outcome, because I will not accept anything but a good outcome for him and for you. So this is probably the one time, that you can get your miracle. Tammy. Oh my. A lot of hurt souls out on this channel right now. My heart feels for you guys, I'm telling you. I'm not a sappy person, but I know when somebody's been hurting over things. I can feel it in my heart. And we're going to be praying for you. And I know Naomi is on here, and she's my prayer partner for 30 years. And she can pray. So we're going to really pray. We're not just going to say we are. The thing that bothers me the most is when I hear people say, hey, I'm praying for you, or I got prayers going up. But they don't really take that time to get in that presence of God and pray for you. And that's what we'll do. We'll get in there. We're not going to just say it. Yes. Yes, Colette, that is scary. The only thing we can do is pray and love you guys and ask you how things are going, and just keep them in prayer, because you need strength, and that's where that strength comes from, is from your people that loves you, that loves people that will pray. I'm going to turn this one over again. So I don't want to put these in there frying them too long, because I want to put them in the oven. Father, in the name of Jesus, right now, I just pray, God, for these ones that's suffering, God, and needs to be healed, God. And I know Naomi is agreeing with me because she's on here. And Father, I thank you. And Lord, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to pray. I'm not ashamed to say who I am connected with or belong to. But I pray, Lord, for this man. I pray for everyone on here that is going through anything, God. Let this be a Salisbury steak miracle, Lord. In Jesus' name, we thank you. We praise you, Lord, and we thank you for every one of these people on here. In Jesus' name, amen. Anyway, I thank you, and Edith, we're praying for you too. And I know sometimes you just want to throw your hands up and you want to give up, but you can't. You can't give up. You got to keep going. And I almost died in 2007. I mean, they told me I might not make it through the night. But I did, and I'm here. And we're here together right now. So we got to keep thinking that. Don't let anybody talk to you negative. You keep that faith and that hope. You just got to keep it. Anyway, I thank you guys. I thank you all. And I'll just keep praying, and we'll get back to these Salisbury steaks when they're done, okay? Anyway, good food, good prayer, good people. God bless you. If you need anything else prayed for, just put it on the columns, and I'll make sure you get prayed for, and I know Naomi will too, and anyone else that prays on here. I'll be back later. God bless you.